Hello everybody, welcome to the next session of Your Next Level Mastermind. This is episode number 80 and our topic for today is goal setting. Important and why. What I'd like people to do who are watching this replay is to make sure that they check out the links of the people that are here contributing to this topic. They are really good at what they do. They are making their time and their expertise available to you. Please don't miss this opportunity of reaching out to them. The whole purpose of this mastermind is to let you see what these people are really like, both from what they do in their expertise and what their thoughts are about various topics. But what I don't want you to do is to just pick one or the other. I want you to pick them all, right? Because you don't know who you don't know. And I'd like you to at least connect with every single one of these people here today and at least get on a call and say hello to them. They're not going to bite you. We're just talking about dogs, right? They're not going to bite you. They're there. They're there to help you. So please take this opportunity up, all right? So to start with, let's get started on 60 seconds of what they're all about in terms of business. John Allen, I'll start with you, followed by Jeff Field.
Hi, everyone. I'm John D. Allen of Allen Small Business Coaching. The three biggest problems that I help small business owners solve are teach them how to attract their ideal prospects, how to convert those prospects into paying customers or clients so that they can fill in their short-term financial gaps and also continue building on their long-term goals. You know, that's who I serve. Now, this week, I'm looking to work with small business owners, that want to find out just what the problem is. Because as Peter said, a lot of people don't know what they don't know. So when you can help them get to that real problem and solve it, that really helps out the business. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. Jeff Field, followed by Fred Gillen.
Hello everybody, my name is Jeff Veal, the business guru, and I'm based in downtown Manila with a large team. And basically we do digital marketing in every aspect of your business. The problem we solve for people, we teach people how to invest in themselves and their business and how to grow. We've never come across a business we couldn't double in 3 months, providing they listen. Who do we serve? People in English-speaking countries all over the world. This week, I'm looking for people who want to grow their business using software. We've got some amazing software, in fact, 25 different types of software. And we're giving people 40% if they want to resell the software on our behalf and partner up with us. So reach out, have a chat, and let's help you make some money.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Fred Gillen, followed by Pat Kern.
Thanks, Peter. My name is Fred Gillen. I run a digital agency from my home office in Melbourne, and I help small business owners optimize their online presence. And I do that by offering consultation sessions. And the consultation sessions normally run for 30 minutes. And right now you can get one for $20.22 because the year is 2022. Who do I serve? I just serve mainly local small business owners like contractors or tradies, as they're called in Australia, and small restaurants and places like that. And what am I looking for this week? Well, I've just launched a new service where I'm offering leased websites. And what I mean by that is if somebody has cash flow issues and they can't afford to get a new website created and spend thousands of dollars on it, they can actually have a fully functional mobile optimized website for their business starting at $17 per week.
Thank you, Fred.
That's it.
Pat Kern, over to you, my man.
Good morning, everyone here in social media land. My name is Patrick Kern. I am presently in Monroeville, Indiana, riding my bicycle across the United States to Bar Harbor, Maine to get a lobster dinner. I am affiliated with My Daily Choice, the House of Brands, the problem I like to solve with people who wants to get out of their own shell, get out and make a little bit of income. And you can make an income within a week if you come to me and join my team. I'm looking for anybody who wants to get out of the dead zone, get out of their comfort zone, to help them make a little bit of extra money, because we all need extra. And the people I serve, like I said, anybody. Anyway, thank you. My name is Patrick Kern. Come join the team. Cheers.
Thank you, Patrick. Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, small group here today. I've got apologies from these people. Joy Healy, Penny Kennedy, Tom Petty, Yvonne Jones, who's having a great holiday, Pat Dreyer, Monica Perriardi, and Alan Edwards. So our topic is goal setting, important and why. Who'd like to start? All right, John.
Okay, first.
Okay, over to you.
Now, goal setting, we do it whether we realize it or not. So the biggest thing you might as well do is put the goals in mind that you want to achieve, rather than letting whatever life throws up in front of you. And that to me is very important, because you got two choices. You can let the world lead you to where you want to go, which could be all over hell's half acre, or you can plan out your own path. And when you plan out your own path, it comes out a lot better. You know, that's to me is why they're important. You know, if you get to where you want to go, you need to have goals and how you're going to get there. Thanks, Peter.
Okay, anything else about goals in particular? Have you found goals, how would you say it, challenging?
Obviously, you want to set a goal that's a stretch, because if it doesn't stretch you, it's not really a goal, because you already know you're going to achieve it. So you want something that's going to stretch you, and, you know, might make you feel a little queasy about whether you can do it or not, because that's when you're going to go for it. You don't have to know the how. Your what has to be bigger than the reason that you want to achieve it.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I asked that is because I've set a goal for this year, which will be April 2023, because I set it in April, okay? When I first set it, it scared the pants off me, right? It really did scare the pants off me. But I want it. I really want this goal more than anything else in the world, okay? And you're right, John. I'm not worrying about how I'm going to get there, but I'm just wanting to make sure that I take action every single day that heads towards that goal, because I can almost taste it. Okay, I mean, I'm going to share a little bit of personally with you without interfering too much time. One of the things I want to do, okay, and we've been talking about this for so long and haven't done it, is to buy a condo on the beach in Pattaya, which is a place in Thailand, right? Because we live in a little Thai village, which is fine, but there comes a time when you've got to get out. You've got to get away from the village, because it's full of gossip, for goodness knows what. I mean, I love them to death, but my God, sometimes it's a bit hard to take. And I want to buy this condo on the beach. And I want the girls who work in Bangkok, and myself and my wife and my granddaughter and things, to all be together for a minimum of 1 week every month if we can, because that'll gel our family together, okay? There's things like that I can, and I've done the investigations for it. I know what it's going to cost, etc. It's going to be, that's just one of the things I want to do. There's 5 things I want to do without boring your tears, but they excite me. They really excite me. I've made a video about them, and I've actually showed it to my family, and both of my daughters have taken copies of it, and every day they watch me, and they're going to hold me accountable to getting there.
Right on.
So that's what I'm doing with this goal, okay? And both my daughters said to me, Dad, remember you're 77, you're not 57 anymore. Okay? I said, enough. Just get out of my way and enjoy the apartment, okay? And enjoy the condo. And I've even shown them the one we're going to buy. It comes up for sale in February 2023, okay? So thanks, John, for sharing what you said, because I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. That's all there is to it.
Crowdfunding. There you go.
No, I can't, don't worry about that. Crowdfunding for 140, I don't think so.
It's a lot more. They've developed a lot more than that in crowdfunding, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Patrick, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I did. You know, like John said, you got to have a goal, and that goal has got to mean something. You just can't get little bitty goals. They got to be big one, and your desires for that goal has to be there. If you don't have that big desire, that paradigm will come in and screw it all up. You got to keep going. Just like I made this goal for this year to ride my bike across the United States. I almost didn't do it, but something pissed me off and I just took off. And I'm glad I did it because I meet so many people. But the goal has got to be huge. You know, I got a couple big goals I want to get, and I think about it day in and day out, and I write them down. You know, when I had them in my apartment, I had them on a mirror. Now I got them in my bike someplace. I got to go find them. But it has got to be huge. For when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it day in and day out. It does not matter how you're going to achieve it. It will come. Thanks, Peter.
Good, Pat. Jeff, what about you, my man? Because I saw a really interesting thing you posted today on goal setting. And I'd love to hear more about that.
That was inspired by yourself, Peter. You're an inspiration. Guys, goal setting. There are 6 reasons why goal setting is important, okay? Number 1, goals give you focus. Without a goal, your efforts can be disjointed and often confusing. So have a goal. Goals help you measure your progress. Being able to track your progress towards achieving a goal is only possible if you set one in the first place. Goals, number 3, goals help you stay motivated. It's easy to put off work until tomorrow when there's no goal, right? Imagine a football game, guys, with no scoreboard. That wouldn't be much fun, would it? Number 4, they help you beat procrastination. Procrastination is something we battle with from time to time, myself included. However, when you set goals in life, specific goals for what you want to achieve, it helps you understand that procrastination, can't even say it, it's lemonade, is dangerous. 5, you can achieve even more. When you set an outstanding and outrageous goal and reach it, it gives you the taste of victory. And then you want to taste it again and again. 6, goals that help you determine what you want in life. The act of setting goals forces you to contemplate what you truly want out of life. If you want to change and take action, nothing happens until you set goals, right? Need help setting your goals? Reach out to us. Guys, a couple of goals for me. Back in 2013, I knew I was going to leave, no one else knew, but I knew I was going to leave Australia forever. I set myself a goal in December to have $1 million month. And I told a few people about this goal and they all said, what a joke. Anyway, I failed. I only got 897,000 guys. But as I told my friends, I aim for the moon, I hit the stars. So if you have outrageous goals, you don't need to necessarily achieve them. If you get close, even that's an achievement in itself. My new goal, guys, having been wiped out and lost everything, my new goal is to make $2 million by the time I'm 75, and I'm now 73. So that's my personal goal. It's not the money, it's the challenge. And then when I get to 75, I'm going to go around, you'll see my Facebook, I'm going to go around to the beaches of the world with my laptop, have laptop, will travel. I'll work where I want, when I want, as I do now, for who I want. That's me, guys. Thanks.
Jeffrey, go back and read out again number 5, because that's the bit that got to me.
You achieve even more when you set a goal and reach it. It gives you a taste of victory you'll want to taste over and over again.
That really resonates with me.
Absolutely.
Really resonates with me. And it's also all part of, I mean, we've all heard of these SMART goal type things, right? They don't always work for me, SMART goals, to be quite frank. Okay? Even though I know that's probably sacrilege in saying those sort of things. But by achieving a little bit every day, okay, it gives me a kick along. I've done it, okay? I've got a little task, I've got it done. And every day I congratulate myself in some way of achieving a task if I'm heading in the direction I want to achieve it. And I've got specific actions in place in order to make sure I purchase that condo. By the way, the condo in Pattaya is at the top of the apartment. What do you call those things?
The hill?
At the top of the
house.
Yeah, it's a penthouse apartment.
Lovely.
It's a penthouse apartment, right? Is it going to be a stretch? Yeah, goodness gracious, it's going to be a stretch, right? But I'm going to do it. Okay. And
Where is it, Peter? Down Jonthian Beach or the other end?
Yes, right on Jonthian Beach.
I
Right
thought
on.
so.
Okay.
I thought so.
Yeah. I mean, I can even picture ourselves in there, and so can the kids, right? And
I'm laughing because I've rented quite a few in my time. I just love the spot. Fantastic.
yeah, fantastic spot. So thanks for that, because number 5 means to me everything. Because if I get a little taste of victory, it helps me go to the next step. That's what I'm getting at. So
Great.
okay, nice to see you, Yogesh. Thank you for coming. I'll get back to you in a minute. Over to you, Fred. What about you in terms of goal setting?
Yeah, I'm probably just a little bit different. I don't have any of the major goals as such, but so I try and set goals that I can achieve within a reasonable time frame. So I'm not looking for that, thing that's way out in the thing, because what I've found over time is that you never know what's going to happen in a month or two, and then suddenly things change. Right. So having that goal, like, you need to be able to waver and move with the tide. So I set my goals to be more achievable in a shorter time frame, rather than looking for something maybe 6 months might be the longest one I would set, but I wouldn't be looking at 2 years or a year or 12 or 5 years out. I just want something that I can achieve rather quickly, so I get that adrenaline rush when I achieve it, and then I move on to the next one.
Okay, well, each to their own. And if it works for you, Fred, that's
Yep.
the most important thing of all. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I alluded to earlier about SMART goals, but like they're specific and they're measurable and they're attainable and they're I can't remember, relevant and they're time-based, right? The thing I've got a problem with SMART goals is the attainable bit, because if I find them too easy to attain, then they don't drive me. That's where perhaps you and I differ a bit, Fred. I'm a bit more of a risk taker than you are, because I like to really.
Oh no, I definitely take risks. There's no doubt about that.
All right, because I like to stretch myself out there.
Yeah.
And on a personal level, I'll share this why. My father was my hero. He retired at 65. He was a very successful entrepreneur. He told me many times, Peter, whatever you do, I know you, in the early days, I was a teacher. He said, you're a great teacher. He said, but you're missing out. The long and the short of this, when he retired when he was 65, he was the best communicator I've ever seen. He was an incredible person who could deliver incredible presentations to people, okay? But by the time he was 70, he lost the art of communication. He had Alzheimer's. He couldn't communicate with anybody, okay? And he was my hero, and I could see him frustrated, and he used to get little bits of paper like this and write down in a shaky hand what he was trying to tell me. And it was just sorrowful to see somebody who I held in such the highest esteem lose the ability, the strength he had to communicate. And that's what drives me on a personal level, because he died when he was 71. I'm now 77, well past the age of my father. And if there's anything else that scares the living daylights out of me, it's the lack of ability to communicate with people. That's, Fred, why I push myself.
Yeah.
Because I get this thing, if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it. That's what drives me. Right? Yeah. That's what drives me. I'm just being probably too honest than I should be, but that's what it is.
That's right. Communication is a big part of life. You got to keep your communications up with people day in and day out.
Yeah, I agree. But as Fred said, you never know what's around the corner. I also agree with that, Fred. But to me, every day is a bloody blessing as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
And I'm going to give it 150%, not 110%. That's my thing. And that's the reason why. So
The other key factor is we need short-term, medium-range, and long-range goals. Because short-term, Fred, that's what basically you're dealing at. Somewhere down the line, I quite assume that you have a long-term goal, whether you realize it or not, and it could be how you want to finish living or what you want to leave to your family or whatever. So, there's that goal comes in. And again, you may not even think about it as a long-term goal, but it's something that, given the majority of us our ages, Yanni, he's just a kid here, but all of us, as we're getting older, we're realizing we're on the shorter end of life than the longer end. And there's more we want to be able to leave or do than just be able to go out there and work another day or whatever.
that's interesting you say that, John, because I can remember even in my 50s, never thinking about passing away. I mean, I was just going for it, right? And now, because I'm 77, I'm not giving up, don't think about that. But because I know within my family, my father passed away, as I said before, 6 years younger than I am right now, it makes me even more determined than ever to make the most of every single darn day I've got. And the one thing I've got riding on me is this, that my mother, God bless her heart and soul, right? She didn't pass away until she was 95.
Fantastic.
Well, I got more genes from my mum and from my dad.
That's normally the case, Peter.
I hope so. And if that's
that was actually similar to mine. My dad passed away when he was 71, and my mum passed away one day before our 90th birthday.
Well, very similar, Fred. Yeah. So let's hope we got our mum's genes a bit more than our dad's, right? So
Don't let the old man in.
Well, no, I mean, I keep the best parts of my dad. I mean, he taught me so many things about being an entrepreneur that I'll never forget, ever, okay? And they're timeless and they're evergreen. And the number one thing he taught me was this, Peter, don't dream about it, do it.
Very good.
Don't dream about it, do it, okay? Yogesh, good to see you, mate. What about you? We're talking about goal setting. Is it important? And if so, why? Your audio is not working.
Hear me?
Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Yes. And now, yeah. If you keep it up, you can.
Okay. Honestly speaking, I'm not much of a goal setter. Even though I tell myself I've set a goal, but I don't chase it or look at it. The only time I really did chase it was in 2020. I made 3 goals. One was I want to make $1 million. And I think that's because the pandemic started and I used to be in the medical products business. So I started shipping a lot of masks and all. I didn't make it to $1 million, but I did make something. So I resonate with Jeff when he says, go for the moon, you'll reach somewhere. And then my second goal that year was to be world champion of public speaking. I did win the district championship, but I didn't make it to the semifinal. My third goal was to lose weight. And
good one.
Surprisingly, that's the goal I achieved. I lost 12 kilos.
Wow.
12 kilos in 6 months. I took care of my health. I started eating well. I started taking these supplements, which are considered the best supplements in the world. And after 6 months, I got COVID. And I kept asking myself that had I not taken care of my health and lost the weight and eaten healthy for those 6 months, would have I survived COVID? So I'm kind of glad that I achieved that goal. And that was my speech the following year in my contest, where I titled it Wealth. And I said the greatest wealth is health, because if you're alive, you can achieve everything else. But if you're not alive, you can't achieve anything. So it kind of resonates with what everyone's saying today about, age and lasting long, because even if you write those goals, they're important. You don't reach them. As long as you're alive, you can keep going. And one day I'm sure everyone will hit those goals. Yeah, so that's just my 2 cents.
Yogesh, did you keep the 12 kilos off?
I'm up a bit again. 7 kilos. And now in Hong Kong, I think I put up 2-3 more kilos because I'm in my mom's place. So I'm eating.
It was good food in Hong Kong, Yogesh, you know that.
Yes, exactly. So I put on, but I'll lose it back again. It's not difficult for me.
Good on you. Good on you. You know, one of the things that worked for me is a simple little tool, and this is probably too simple for you people to think about, but I mean, I work with things that work for me. When I set, for example, this goal to purchase this condo in Pattaya in February next year, I wrote down all the things that I thought would stop me. Everything, right? List them up, all this negative crap, whatever it was. I listed them all down, okay? And then I asked my family, is there anything else I've missed out on? Okay, think about it, okay? And of course, my eldest daughter, she can always give me about 10 more. So I added them on there. I said, anything else? Think about it, anything else? No. I said, okay. So then I burnt the bloody list. I just burnt it. And then immediately I sat down and I wrote down, in as specific as I can, what am I going to feel like when we get that condo?
Amazing.
What am I going to feel like? And what are you going to feel like? And what about you? I asked them all and I recorded them all. Okay, I've recorded them all saying what they're going to feel like. That helps me too. That's another way of me looking at goal setting. I mean, I don't know if that's helpful, but
It's pretty impressive.
Peter, do you know the big crab down at Jomtien at the end?
Yes.
Do? Yeah. I'll meet you there. When you get the condo, I'll meet you there and we'll have some crabs together.
That sounds pretty good to me. The last time I had crab down there, I made a hell of a mess of myself.
Yeah, it's a good place. A little ice cream shop out the back.
Actually, I think it's gone, Jeff.
The ice cream shop?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, what a pity.
Anyhow, I'll be talking
shop.
about stuff. Yeah. Anyone else got some thoughts about, because this is a really important topic and I'd love to drag a bit more out of each of you if I possibly can. So any other thoughts you've got that may help other people listening and watching this program?
What I used to do, back more so back in Sydney and a bit here before COVID, Peter, I used to reward myself weekly. Why? Because I can. And my girl and I would go to, we started up at 5-star hotels. We realized they weren't value. So then we switched over to Airbnbs. So we're looking for very upmarket Airbnbs, and we'd go to an Airbnb every weekend, right? And have a wonderful time. And then we'd go away once a month, because 7,000 islands here, we'd go away once a month for a week, take the laptop and away we go. So living the life, I mean, what am I working for if I don't reward myself? It's really that simple, guys. And my ex-wife, I was speaking to her today about selling some property back in Australia. And she was saying, oh, Jeff, you know, you've got to hang on to them. You've got another 25 years to live. And I thought, stop it. What am I hanging on to them for? Sell them. I want the cash. Because once I got the cash, I can make that money work for me, right? Real estate's too slow for me, guys. I invest in me, right? And then that's where you make the money. Invest in yourself. The best investment you can possibly make is invest in yourself. That's my advice to all of you.
You also invest in football games, Jeffrey, right?
Well, you know, who would believe I had $100,000 bets, right?
My goodness gracious, I can't do that.
Peter, I was on North Queensland when they won the premiership. How about that one? Imagine my heart.
Wow.
You know, they crossed over the line with seconds to go and then missed the kick.
Yeah, point taken. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for sharing that. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I told you about Canberra, by the way. They'll make it, my friend.
Yeah, but we're talking things that are not of interest to other people, so just leave it there.
One of the big things, and it was talked about, is your health.
Absolutely.
When you come close to dying, you realize that a lot of things you thought were valuable in life aren't. So the biggest thing is get out there and enjoy yourself, have fun. Because
that's right.
If you spend all your time working, your personal life suffers. Or if you spend too much time on a personal life, your business life suffers. So you have to have a balance. But the biggest thing to remember is And it was said before, without your health, none of the rest matters. So make sure you look after yourself.
And John, there'll be people watching this who don't really appreciate exactly where you're coming from, okay? So do you mind if I ask you to share a little bit personally about the challenge you have with your health, because it's pretty darn serious?
Sure. You know, I used to be one of them dumb workaholics, working 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. And it cost me my first family and damn near cost me my second one. Well, I wasn't paying too much attention. So the big guy decided that I needed to slap alongside the head, and he gave me a major brain aneurysm. I had less than a 10% chance to live. And if I did live, the odds were 85% against me having any kind of a normal life. So fortunately, I've been able to beat those odds. But, you know, that really changed my whole perspective. And it was actually funny. When I was able to go back to work, I got cut down to 8 hours a day. And then for a while, I was wandering around like, what do I do? I got all this extra time. You know, and the boss lady was saying, you know, you can spend time with us. Oh, yeah. What do I do? You know, I should be working or whatever. You know, it didn't take me long to get out of that habit. But now it's a case of, hey, you know, family and life is far more important than work. You know, I believe in God, family, business in that order. And that's helped me tremendously.
Thank you, John.
Very true.
And thank you for sharing from your heart. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but it's 100%. I think when you get you know, I had a health scare 10 years ago as well, and I think that puts life in perspective. The same thing, you know, somebody drops a big C word on you, it makes it makes you open up your eyes and see what the meaning is of life, you know, and it changes your life for sure.
That big C word definitely changes your life. Everybody in my family had to see. Anyway, the other day, you know, I got big goals going through. I want to leave something for my 2 kids. The other day I was riding up the hill and this one truck passed me. It says wide load. Then I looked through my little mirror. I went, oh shit. This was a lot wide load. And when he went by me, he was over on the other lane. When he went by me, that wide load cleared me by about 1.5 feet. Talk about your life flashing
before your eyes.
I closed my eyes because it was so close, and the draft was sucking me over that way. And maybe I hit the guardrail and just kind of ended up on the guardrail. And I went, wow, that could have destroyed everything I wanted to do right there, in a heartbeat. And that's the closest I've came close a lot of times working on boats, but that was, I wouldn't have felt any damn thing. That's but you never know. I probably would have got back up. Yeah. So yeah, that would have hurt. It would have took all my goals away. What I want to do with my kid, I want to set something up to inspire my kids and other people in life for what I can do at my age. Age to me, age is just a number. It's all up here. If you keep this guy up here young, you'll stay young.
I couldn't agree more, Pat.
Agreed.
Nice to see you, Santa Claus.
It's good to be here. My apologies for being so late. I got sidetracked with a bunch of neighbors.
Cool hat, Anthony.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
We're talking about goal setting.
Okay.
Important? If so, why?
Well, absolutely important. All goals are important. It's like getting in a car and driving and not knowing where you're going. And that's, if you're driving in a car and you don't know where you're going, you're going to wind up nowhere fast. And so it's important to have a goal. So you have an end point. So when you stop the car, it's not because it ran out of gas. It's because you got to where you wanted to go. So yeah, with goals, I mean, right now, my goals right now are, you know, they seem like they are the size of the Empire State Building. But you know, as they say, you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, and you know, one small step at a time, and you know, and not giving up, and that perseverance. I guess that's the key to success with goals, is perseverance and not giving up, even if you falter and you know take 2 steps forward and get three back. You know, just keep going forward.
So Anthony, are you saying that you need to expect to make mistakes? You need to expect.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, not that anybody else is perfect besides me, but I mean, you know, there's. You know, only one perfect man walked this earth. So, you know, we need to, you know, I mean, you need to keep things in perspective. And if you fumble, I mean, you don't anticipate making mistakes. No one does. But when things happen, you have to be able to think on your feet. You need to be able to assess and, you know, not freak out. You know, sure, have your freak out moment, but, you know, get your stuff together and you know, move forward. Try to figure out where things are going and what's happening, and, you know, what went wrong, where are you going to go, and as long as you get back on track, you know. So instead of, you know, it may not be a straight path to where it is to you getting your goal. You might wind up going through a labyrinth before you get to your goal, but the idea is to get to the goal, and as long as you don't give up on that, then, you know, then you're a normal, rational human being.
Okay, well, that raises the issue I want to ask you.
Yes.
Because we're all going to fall off our bikes sooner or later, sometime rather than quite often, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all part of life.
Yes.
But what is your tip in order to get back on that darn bike to keep going? What's for you? Because you said the secret is to never give up. Is to
not give up. It's you have to have that drive. You want to start with a drive and that perseverance for that drive. You have to really, really, really believe it in your deep heart, in your soul. You need to really, really feel it. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. If you know, like the song says, you know, if you get knocked down, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back going again. Yeah. You know, and you know, it's something that is, as long as it doesn't leave that center, you know, your heart, your soul, whatever, as long as that goal is there that you want, as long as it's there, there should be no excuse as to stopping. Okay. Unless you give up. And too many people do that.
Absolutely.
Because there are times, I mean, for people watching this, I mean, I'm not speaking for all of them, but I'm sure they will all agree. We've all had times when we failed. We've all had times when we were very disappointed. We've all had times when you think, I never expected this to happen. Sometimes we have times when you start to even doubt ourselves a bit. Well, am I doing the right thing?
Am I really doing the right thing? Yeah, exactly. I mean, in my voiceover business, okay, I've hit 6-month dry spells, and it's horrible. But I go when I seek the advice of others who have more experience than I do. You know, you seek the expert advice, then you find out that's a normal part of the process. And it's like, really? He says, no, don't, you know, then they said, don't give up. Just keep trying. Try this instead of what you were doing. If you're doing this, try something new. And as you try that something new, something might spark, something might give. But as long as you don't give up, you know, if you give up, maybe it wasn't deep set in your heart. Or if you give up, you don't have enough faith in yourself.
Which is another
One right there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball of wax. Yes, yes.
Actually, in our group, I put a post in there today. So it's a 21-minute video. It's called Think Big With Me. Okay. If you get a chance, I'd love to have your feedback on it. See what you think.
Okay.
Just leave it.
Sure.
Leave a comment there. Any other final thoughts before we go? And thank you very much for your contribution, because this is a very important topic.
What we got here, we've got 7 people here. Go around the room. I want to know how old. We can start with Peter and go the other way. How old do you think Clint Eastwood is?
Clint Eastwood. Oh God, how old is Clint Eastwood? He's in his
Older than
80s.
me.
He's older than me.
88.
He's 97 years old, I believe.
Hang on.
90s.
Let's start with Peter. Peter?
I thought he was in his 90s.
Okay. John?
I think he's 92.
Fred?
91.
Yogesh?
88.
Patrick?
He's 93.
Santa?
Oh, I have no idea, but I'm going to go with everybody else's goals. Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, he's 92. And interesting enough, and this is about life, right? He just made his latest movie, and 92, mind you. And people are panning and saying, oh, it's not very good. And I just laugh. I think, what about all the great ones he made? Right?
Right. You think about all the good stuff that he's done.
Yeah, he's 92, guys, and he's still having a go. What are you doing? What movie have you made about your life?
Exactly. Well, think about George Burns. I mean, you know, he went. He was 100 when he died.
I love George.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know.
But a very good point, Jeffrey. A very good point. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of acting dead when you're still alive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
When you're alive,
Especially when you're an actor.
you got to enjoy life.
Patrick.
You feel young as you want to be. You have to feel young. If you don't feel young, if you feel old day in and day out, you'll be old. You just got to be younger and younger and younger. Enjoy life to the fullest.
I agree with
I
that.
always enjoyed my life to the fullest. And my brothers and everybody said, why don't you act your age? I said, why? Why? I don't want to be like you, boring.
Yeah. Good point, Patrick. And I mean, I've heard people say age is just a number, okay? But to be quite frank with you, it's true. But sometimes that's the biggest challenge facing many people when they get to my age, because they're using it as an excuse not to do things. They're using it as a way out, not to get off their ass, excuse the French, to do the things that they know they can do, they want to do. But I don't know whether it's not really procrastination, but I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't want you to feel that way. When I want to go with my boots on. That's what it amounts to. Right?
Absolutely.
I really want to go with my boots on. And I want to be doing the best I can right up until the last moment. And as my daughter said to me just 3 days ago, she said, Dad, whenever you go, it may be after me, because you're never going to go anywhere.
Right on.
You're right. Exactly.
26, be quite frank. But she was saying a nice thing to me. I said, when I go, because we all go, but when I go, do me a favor. Don't feel sorry. I want you to have the greatest party you've ever had.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The greatest party you've ever had, because I've spent my life giving you what I can so you can have fun, not to walk around feeling sorry for yourself, right? And because I could come back and say,
yeah. Well, what was it? What was that joke about the Irish? You know, what's the difference between an Irish wedding and an Irish wake? You know, one less drunk, but you know, it's just they know how to party. They know how to live. You know, that's what it is. It's a matter of living, and you know, it's yeah. And you know, as you said about excuses are like noses. Everybody has one. You know, and it's a matter of what you do with it. It's a matter of what you do with it.
If you're only 30 or 40 and you've got excuses, that's very sad. That's the message I'm really trying to give to everybody, and we all are, right? We're all trying to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Last comment from me. I wake up every morning. When when I put my feet on the ground, I kind of look up, another day, more desires, more goals to set. And I thank you for letting me wake up and enjoy life once again. That's the way it is.
Yeah. And it's always a bonus to wake up, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's always a bonus to wake
I
up.
also want people who are seeing
The day you don't wake up, it's not your problem no more.
We can only hope we die in our sleep, Patrick. That's my big wish for me. I know it won't happen, but I would love to die in my sleep. You know, no pain, no gain. I'm going to take credit cards with me just in case of shopping up there.
You know, we talk about feeling old and stuff. When I get done with my bike ride for the day, I get off my bike, I went, oh, damn, my knees hurt. So
I bet it's not only your knees.
what I do, I put my relief cream on my knees by HempWorks, my daily choice, and I'm good and golden.
See,
I'm back to where I
there's a
want to be.
marketer from way back.
There you go. There it is.
Is there postage shipping and handling, Patrick?
He's delivering them personally by bike.
That's right. Yes.
Hey guys, I got a contest going right now, and who gets the question, you got to put the time down and the date. I'm giving away 2 packages of extra trim and 2 packages of a diffused coffee by CBD. If you can guess, I'm going into the other state here now. I came to the other state, and I'm going from Indiana to this other state. They got 2 things in common. If you can guess the 2 states, they got 2 things in common. Tell what are they? It's Iowa and Ohio. What do they have in common?
They both got a no in them.
Huh?
They both got a no in them.
How many vowels do they got in them?
Oh,
Now you're getting technical.
I have to ask Peter, a bit of a teacher.
no. Oh, hi, oh.
2 vowels in Ohio.
Vowels.
2 vowels.
E-I-E-I-O.
3. You're not being rude, are you, Patrick?
3
vowels.
continents.
Oh, hey.
3 vowels.
Oh,
There you go.
oh,
And
yeah.
they're 4-letter words.
Oh, yeah, good point.
That's my contest I'm running on my Facebook.
But we didn't know anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just before we go, Yogesh, you made a comment before that you said you're not very good at goal setting, right? I beg to differ. I think you are a very good goal setter.
Me too.
I think you've achieved
Yes.
things that many people have not gone anywhere near. So I want you to hear from the rest of us here
Oh, absolutely.
that you are an incredible character.
Yogesh, the best is yet to come, my friend. When I first met you, I was more than impressed. So believe in yourself.
I agree. And you're surrounded a lot of old buggers today, right? But at the same time, we're still going to kick up dust for a long time to come. So,
Oh, absolutely.
so
Absolutely. Into the next millennium.
I'm surrounded by a lot of wisdom.
So anyway, our time's up. I've held you long enough. Thank you very much for your contribution today. And I look forward to you joining me again next Wednesday. And I haven't got the topic yet, but I'll work it out between now and then. All right. All the best. Thanks again. Take care. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone. Great to see everyone.